Hi everyone and welcome to class. I'm Kate. I'm an English teacher here on VerbLink. And today's class is for intermediate students. And it's a discussion-based class, so we'll be practicing our speaking skills on education. Okay, so students, welcome to those of you who are here already. Hi Mustafa.
Hi Kathleen, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good, thanks for asking.
Good. Is anything new?
I don't think so.
Not really?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
How, what,
Let's
what about you?
What about me? Not too much. Not too much.
Yeah, maybe the new is the new is before maybe 1 week we beat Barcelona team.
What's that?
The Barcelona team lose the game.
Uh, so when someone loses in a game like Taboo or something, that's the news.
Yeah.
Okay.
And still reflection
And
is
did you watch the? What's that?
is there any reflection or something of lose the game? Because I think the next game also the Barcelona team maybe because the last game they lost it and now the next game also they lost it again. So
Mhm.
really bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. It's true. All right. And who else is here? Hi, Raphael.
Hi, teacher. Hi, everybody.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, especially because I'm on vacation. I'm not traveling, but 30 days away from work
Very
is
nice.
so good.
So what are you going to do with your time?
Okay. I'm sad because I'm not going to travel because I have a lot of job to do, and because I work as a photographer during the weekends.
Mhm.
But I will save money to travel in the beginning of next year.
Very nice. Cool. And do you have plans? Is it still warm where you are? Are you going to go to the beach and hang out?
It's always
It's
warm.
always warm.
Yeah, it's always warm. Yes, yes. Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, always warm.
Yeah, cool. Good. All right, and so we have a lot of people joining us. Let's see. Hi, Pitaya.
Hi everyone, hi teacher.
Hi.
How are you
Did I
doing?
pronounce your name correctly?
Yes, definitely, yes.
Okay, good. Very nice to meet you. How are you doing?
I'm pretty well, thank you.
Good. Where are you calling from?
I come from Thailand.
From Thailand. Very cool. And Pitaya, are those your birds?
Thank you.
Are they your pets?
Actually, it's a from zoos, Chiang Mai Zoo, especially.
Okay, cool. Well, very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Uh, and hi, Ali.
Hi Kate,
How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Doing well, thanks. Hi, Matt.
Hi, good morning. Fine, how are you?
Good, thanks. What's new with you?
Um, Nothing special. Stay here in my home office.
In your home office. Nice. Cool. Let's see. Who else is here? Hi, Teddy.
Hello,
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good. Teddy, where are you calling from?
I'm from Indonesia and I'm new in Verbling.
You're new in Verbling. Is this your first class?
Yes. No.
No.
Uh,
Okay.
yes.
But how long have you been using Verbling?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks. Okay, awesome. Well, welcome.
Thank you.
All right. And hi, Shell.
Hi, Kate.
How are you today?
I'm doing great. It's evening here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we're on a different time schedule. Right now, for me, it's noon. It's 12 p.m. Okay. So nice to have you all here. It's good to see some familiar faces, and for those of you who I haven't met before, hello, my name is Kate. I'm an English teacher from the United States, currently living in Spain. So today's class is a speaking class. It's actually sort of a continuation of a discussion class that I think some of you were in before. The topic of our discussion was and will be education. So there was sort of, we didn't even get through half of the things that I wanted to discuss regarding education in our last discussion class, so this is kind of the education part 2. But of course, if you weren't in the last class, it's no problem. And welcome, Igor.
Hello, teacher. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you today?
Well, I'm doing just fine. There is something I'd like to brag about.
What's that?
I've taken a few proficiency in English tests today, and most of them were like 100%. One of them was 97%, and one of them even told me that I was C2.
One of them told you that you were C2?
Yeah.
So what are you doing on Verbling?
I don't know.
No, I'm just kidding.
I don't believe this. I'm not C2.
That's really exciting, though. Awesome, Igor. And which tests did you take?
Well, there are a couple of online tests just in Google, like test your proficiency in English online. Just Google it. There were links on the main page, and I followed 4 of them.
Okay, cool. Well, you should definitely sign up for one of the official exams then, right?
Maybe.
Why not?
I've been thinking about this for quite a long time. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is there any benefits of having an official document that says that you're great in English? I don't know.
I think it's helpful because if you you can put it on your CV, and a lot of jobs now look favorably on having something that proves you have a high level of English.
Maybe.
I don't know.
In my line of
Does anyone in the
sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
In my line of work, English is needed, but I'm working for Russian companies, and I don't have any plans to apply for an American company or maybe European company. I don't know. Maybe in the future. But right now, I don't feel like I really need this official document to prove anything to anybody.
Yeah. Well, maybe someday. It's an option. Yeah. And the rest of the class, do any of you have experience taking a test like this, a proficiency test in English?
For find a job?
To find a job? You had to take one?
No.
No.
No, but you're saying in general, when people are looking for jobs, these help. Anyone else?
I just take IELTS for study abroad.
To study abroad?
Yep.
Okay, are you a student now?
Actually, now I am student. I quit my job. I decided to continue further my education in master degree in law.
Oh, wow. Very cool. And where did you study abroad?
Where? I am going to study Australia.
Wow. That's awesome. That's great. Cool. And who just joined us? Andre?
Hello, teacher.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. Delighted to see you.
What's up?
I'm delighted to see you.
It's nice to see you too. Nice to see you too. Okay, so let's get started on today's discussion. The topic is education. Essentially, this should be a chance for you to speak freely, right? To practice your fluency, to try out using vocabulary, structures, tenses that maybe you've learned recently that you're not that comfortable with. So trying out new things and taking risks. because you're in a comfortable environment and you have me and your classmates to give you feedback, right, if there's something you're not certain about. So yeah, it's to practice English in a more natural setting. I will, you know, to help guide our discussion, I have some questions and discussion topics to make you think about the subject of education. And, you know, I won't call on people. I want you to be able to speak freely. And the only thing I ask is that you respect each other and don't interrupt one another. Okay, so are there any questions before we get started?
I have a question.
Yes.
Could you tell me, please, what should I do if I'm afraid to speak on the big audience, on the outlookers, since I'm afraid to seem stupid and silly?
Okay, so I think that's one of the biggest challenges that language learners face, right, is, you know, you feel uncomfortable. It's not comfortable at all. And I'm a language student myself, so I know how it feels. I think, to be honest, it's something you just have to get over, right, because everyone here is in a nice way. I don't mean that in a, you know, harsh way. It's just something that you have to be able to laugh at your mistakes, to not worry, right? Everyone here is in the same boat. Everyone here is very nice and respectful. I know most of these students. So, and, you know, based on what you've said so far, it doesn't seem like, you know, you'll have any problems. I think you have a fine level of English.
Could I share my experience with this kind of block your brain has when you speak a foreign language? So for me, the way to overcome this was just speaking and speaking a lot. Like one day it was like I needed some time to really think about what I was going to say next. So it was all like a lot of stuttering and it was confusing. But you know, another day it was like some kind of a switch. Like I really didn't need to even think about what I was going to say. It was like some kind of a breakthrough. So you just keep speaking, and it will all come. Don't worry about this.
Yeah, I think that's true. You definitely, it's hard to believe, but eventually, with practice, you have this moment, like Igor described, of like it clicks, and you feel comfortable, and you're not thinking as much, I think.
Thank you, teacher. Thank you, Igor.
Okay.
You makes me more brave.
Good, good. I hope that helped.
I think it also depends on the environment that we are, because sometimes we feel that we are comfortable to speak, but sometimes it seems like you are in a competitive environment, and I don't think it's healthy. When you are in a class and there are some students trying to show off, and it happens sometimes. That's how and that's when we feel embarrassed.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely true, right? And do you think verbaling in general, these classes are a more comfortable environment?
I think most of the students here are friendly, but there are some of them that are competitive, trying to show off. But it's not a problem. It happens everywhere.
Of course, it happens everywhere. I think from my experience, and I mean, the majority of you I've had in many classes, and I think 99% of the students on Verbaling are friendly, lovely individuals. So.
I think Rafael was speaking about me right now.
Wow.
I was really showing off.
No, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong.
Don't show off, Igor. Don't show off with your English.
Sorry, Igor. I was not talking about you.
We're all friends in this class. We're all friends in this class. Okay, so education. I want you to start thinking about this. So a few of these might look familiar if those of you were in the first class. we sort of ended on these topics, right, when we had our first discussion about education. And we talked about a few of them, but I think these are some more interesting conversation starters. So I want to go into some more detail about them. So let's see. Matt, can you read the question number 1?
Okay. What was the most useful thing you learned in school? Wow.
Okay, and I want you to choose one of your classmates to answer that.
I choose someone for answer. Okay.
Uh-huh.
I choose Ali. Ali, I choose you.
No, no. Why you choose me?
Because I
I'm
like your image.
I am the first victim always.
Yeah, Ali is always the guinea pig, right? Ali always has to go first.
Yeah, guinea pig. Okay, I think the useful thing I learned in the school, reading and writing at first.
I agree with you. Just reading, writing, and calculating.
I think that's sort of the basics, right?
Yeah, some mathematic problems. I can choose some problems. I am good with numbers. Maybe I like it, and I had a good education with math. That's all, I think.
Good. Good. Thank you, Ali. And let's hear from some other students. What was the most useful thing you learned in school, and why?
It's questions for anyone.
For anyone.
I'd want to say that I would go along with the previous speakers. For me, it's most useful skills is the reading and writing.
Okay, good. You agree. The basics. Anyone else? Did anyone learn anything very specific that they think sort of stayed with them as an adult?
I'd like to speak in general because I really enjoy. I used to enjoy to learn things that we can use in real life. For example, I used to work as a math teacher, and I didn't like to teach my students equations and calculations with no meaning. I think it becomes boring when you do that.
I would have liked to have had you as my math teacher because I feel like I always was learning things that I felt I would never use in math class.
And I think that it is so frustrating because even when you cannot use an equation in real life, I think we as teachers should explain why it is important. I mean, sometimes it is related to technology or engineering. So I think we must explain the reason why we're learning something.
Absolutely. Good. Good. Anyone else?
In my viewpoint, I think one of the most thing that are very useful when I was studying at the school was how to deal with problem, how to work with your peers. That's very useful in the future life.
Good. Yeah, absolutely. So learning social skills, right? That's a big thing that you learn from school. And do you all think that that children who are homeschooled, who are taught at home, have a disadvantage in that sense?
Can you repeat
Yeah.
after advantage? You said advantage after?
Yeah, so sorry about that. So I think Pitaya made a really good point, right? He said in school we learn social skills. So do you think this is sort of an argument against homeschooling some children?
Oh, yes, yes, that's important topic.
It's important to learn how to communicate with each other.
Yeah. Because for me, the school system in all of the world, it's creating a lot of individual person.
Are you implying very selfish person? Individual.
Yeah, individual self.
Selfish.
Think just yourself. Okay, and you don't have right skills for lived together with other people.
I think that's a good point.
Usually, the people thinking just for self.
Yes, gotcha.
Does everyone agree?
Well, for me personally, with regard to your question, I think if the kids who are undergoing homeschooling have other venues for them to practice social skills, like church or neighbor or other playmates who they can interact with other than the school setting, I think it can be developed. So, although with the question on number one, I think social skills is also one of the most useful things that I learned in school because I don't have that much venue or other opportunities for me to interact with other than the school at that time.
Okay, I think that's a really excellent point. Yeah, very well said, Shell. Very well said. Okay, let's move on to question number 2. Let's see, Igor, can you read question number 2?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think subjects like music, art, drama, physical education, PE, first aid, cooking, etc. should be taught in schools? Why or why not?
Okay, so what do you all think about this?
Well, I personally think that these kind of things should be taught in schools, just to broaden the perspective of the learners, of the students. It's like, I don't think it has to be mandatory though.
You don't think it has to be mandatory?
Yeah, mandatory. If someone enjoys music, drama, physical education, well, maybe physical education must be mandatory because it's something that everybody can benefit from. Now, like, physical education is something that can improve your health. Well, but as for the other things, maybe first aid should be mandatory too, because it's something that can come in handy when you don't even, anticipate really having to have this kind of ability. But cooking, I don't know, maybe like an alternative, not mandatory though. Music or drama also, if somebody likes to go there, why not?
Okay. All right, good points. Does everyone agree? Does anyone disagree?
I think, in my opinion, that for example, it's music. It's not mandatory. I think, for example, when I was in the beginner school.
In primary school.
In primary school, I've hated to singing.
You hated singing.
Yes, but the teacher forced me to singing.
Okay. And so you think that if people are not interested in something like music or art,
Yes, I'm not interested. But they forced me to do something.
uh-huh. And did you feel like you learned anything from music class?
No, that kind of skills like music, art, it's should it shouldn't be taught. It is in our soul. It's
Ah, okay.
would be um, we would be gained it in the natural way.
Okay, so we would call that something that's innate. Something that's innate.
Innate.
Innate means something that, a talent you have naturally. It's not something that you can learn.
Yes, yes. We shouldn't learn it. It is innate. Would be innate.
Uh-huh. Okay, good comments.
I'll try to highlight the positive points. I used to work in the education system, and I see how it works. It is not so common here in Brazil to have music classes, art classes, drama, but physical education is mandatory. And I think thinking about having music, art, drama as mandatory classes is not so positive, but if you think about the positive side, for example, imagine that you are a student very shy. I used to be very shy when I was a teenager. And if you take drama classes, it is going to help you to develop and to improve your personality. Or, for example, the students who play chess, you exercise your brain and you become a better student at math. So that's why I think these kind of classes should be mandatory for a while.
Okay. Okay, I think that's, I like that you highlighted the positive things.
Sorry, this is what I meant about saying that these things should be at schools just to broaden students' perspective. Just really need to have a broad perspective to be successful at life.
And I think Rafael made a good point about, sometimes doing something that's hard for you or challenging is what helps you to grow in the end.
Also, doing what you like also helps you to grow. Especially if you like drama and you're being taught drama. That really can help you discover the sides of your personality that were hidden from you.
That's true. That's true. Good. Any other comments on this subject?
In Indonesia, school teach music, art, and drama, and I think it is important because everyone have a different interest. Yeah.
Ah, okay. So it's similar, right? You want to have broader or different interests.
Yes.
Good. Very good. Okay, so I think everyone's saying something similar, maybe in a slightly different way. All right. Okay, let's look at question number 3. Mustafa, can you read this question?
To what extent did your education prepare you for the world of work?
Okay. So some people have more practical education, right? And some people have sort of a more general education. So I want to hear from a few of you and tell me, did you feel like your education really prepared you for the world of work or not?
For me, teacher, actually, if I want to answer this question,
okay.
Only maybe what I can say. 30%, 40%, 30%, 30%. It's only gave you academic education, but the field when you go to the work, it's really different. Maybe you learn a lot from what you had, at least what I heard from people who have experience in the field.
Good. Good.
My answer for this question is no, absolutely. I mean, the education, the word, the topic education now, not prepare for the world of work. Absolutely, because often I see a lot of guys as have a different job, respect that they learned in the school.
Okay, a different job from what they learned in school.
Yeah, for me, the schools must learn for know the word of job, what's find. Okay.
Sorry, can you repeat that? I didn't quite get what you meant.
Now, okay, I think generally, generally the schools, each kind of the schools in all of the world must know, okay, find what's the market of job want.
Okay.
In the years, because the time the topic of job changed and evolved in the time, okay. And often the school give the students the same things for learned, okay.
Okay. I think that's true. Yeah. So you learn. So schools don't adapt to the job market.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, may I add something here? So I don't really agree with with the idea that this kind of studies should be excluded from school education. You know, children, they must be occupied with something. When they don't have anything to do, there is a lot of time for them to go on the streets, maybe use drugs or something like that. And I do believe that children have to be occupied, and have to be occupied maybe by music classes, art classes, drama classes, any kind of classes, just to keep them off the streets.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. So kind of you see these more as like after school activities, maybe?
Yeah, extracurricular activities.
Okay, extracurricular activities. Good.
Okay.
Good. Yes?
Let me share my opinion, teacher.
Go ahead.
Teacher, for me, I'm often feel that I being in school, I'm just spend my time, and I waste my time. Since I feel that I only gain the base knowledge about math, reading, and writing, and the skills that prepare me to world of work, I gained the skills exactly on the work.
Okay, so you feel like what you learned in school was very general?
It's very general, yes.
And
I just wasted my time. I would able to gain that skills that I am gain in the school during the 11 years. I was able to gain that skills during 2 or 3 years.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Let's move on. Let's look at question number 4. Thank you all for sharing your opinions there. Let's see. Shell, can you read question number 4?
Employers often look for qualities such as leadership skills, teamwork, and negotiating skills when hiring. Do you think these subjects should be taught in school? Okay. Okay, I'll answer first.
Okay.
Well, for me, I think they are being taught in a general way, like teamwork. When you go to school, you learn the discipline in having a team. Well, the basics of it, like having your social skills or talking to someone or persuading someone to do something. So I think the basics is there. It's just that the skills that needed when hiring um, need to be developed, to which I think more than school, I think the person can improve the skills, the basic skills learned in school in other situations, such as the problems they encounter. So I think they're already taught. It's just that it's up to the person to develop it and to make use of opportunities through the experience that will help them in when they get hired or when they go to the interview. They have to prepare themselves with something that links to those skills.
Good. Yeah, excellent. Excellent. Any responses to that?
Sorry, but in this case, subject is employers.
Sorry?
In this case, when the question says
subjects,
this
no.
subjects is employers.
No, the subjects are leadership skills, teamwork, and negotiating skills.
Ah, okay.
Okay, I think having that in school is going to aggravate the problem, the sickness. Let me explain why. I think should be taught in a slight way, if you know what I mean, because today,
in a subtle way?
yes, because today we are too concerned about having a successful career and studying and studying and studying more and more and more to become a perfect employee, to go to become the boss. And I don't think it's healthy. I think we should go to school to become a good citizen and to become a good employee in general. But if you go to school to become a good worker, I don't think it's healthy because I'm always telling myself, I work to live. I don't live to work.
That's
good,
true.
yeah. I think that's a really good point. And I agree with you. I want to hear what your classmates think of that.
Yes, let me share my opinion, teacher. I think it's when if in the school school would be taught that kind of skills, and all people would be like a soldiers.
Okay. Explain what you mean by that.
They would be equal like robots and soldiers.
Okay.
But every person is individual, and that kind of skills like leadership and etc. They are innate.
So again, you think that these are things that you can't really learn?
Yes, you can't really learn it. They would be innate.
Okay, so all right, another interesting point of view. Any responses to Andrew?
Yeah, I think he's right. They are innate, but you can improve your skills with education. You don't know everything about these topics. Maybe you have a good education in school. You can improve these skills about you.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's also an interesting point. Good. Okay. And let's move on to question number 5. It's a little bit more controversial, right? Ali, can you read question number 5?
Number 5, okay. Do you think subjects like religion and sex education should be taught in schools? Why? Why not?
Okay, so hopefully this will generate some discussion.
Okay, can I answer, teacher?
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
Oh,
okay. For us actually here, I'll talk about the school and the university. We are teaching like religion subject in school, maybe in high school and primary school, something like this. We always until now the student take religion subject, but in the university we don't take something like this, and I think this is right. So we have different religions and type of religion. So maybe this will make some problem, or the variety or something like this. So it's maybe make the different or hard to combine all of them or gather all of them. So in my opinion, should not be included in the university at least.
And what about in primary schools and high school?
In school, yeah. High school.
Secondary school.
Or secondary.
Okay. In my country, the same, like Mustafa said, but I think it's not good. In my country, usually about religion only taught about Islam, and one type of Islam, not the other type. We have different kind of Islam people in my country, and they just choose one of them and teach that. It's not a good thing. For me, it's not necessary to teach religion in the schools. Maybe if you want to teach like general information about different religions, maybe history of religions, something like that, you can teach in the school, not more. I think schools are not church or mosque or something like that.
Yeah. Good.
And the parents choose which religion they teach children or something like that.
Good. So it should be separate, similar to what Mustafa was saying. Good. Any responses?
Well, let me give my opinion here, express my opinion here. Well, I think that such thing as religion should not be taught in school. Why? Because everybody has their own opinion, their own choices, and by teaching religion at school, it's like limiting their freedom. Also, in this day, when you're really young, like you're a child, you can be persuaded pretty easily. And in this case, you can create an army of fanatics, I think. So I think if religion should be taught, then it should be taught from their when they're teens, at least.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really think that this is necessary to do this, because
Okay.
you will really pick up things about religion in your culture, because every culture has their own religion,
Or
uh,
many religions.
or many religions.
And what do you think about teaching like history of religion? So about a lot of different religions, like Ali mentioned.
Yeah, maybe this will be a great thing to teach about the diversity of religions, so that people could get along, like people from, like people who have different religions, they can get some kind of common ground there.
Uh-huh. They can find common ground.
Yeah, so that they don't really fight over their religions.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I think any religious measures, they're really personal, and there are there are not really any kind of things that are complete truths there.
Mm-hmm.
So we really need to be uh, tolerant of ourselves, of people who has different religions than we are, than we do, than we do. Yeah. And about sex education, I think it might be a good choice for teens, but for the same reason, it's not a great thing to teach this kind of things to children, baby children, or anyone who's under the age of 12, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But at some point, yes, I think it might be a good idea.
Uh-huh. And in your country, is that is that something that is done in schools?
Well, they don't teach sex education, but they were talking about teaching about religions.
Mm-hmm.
They were not talking about teaching Christianity, but teaching about every kind of religion there is.
Okay. Okay, good. Good, interesting. Thank you, Igor. Any comments or responses?
Yes.
May I speak?
Here.
Yeah, yeah. Matt, go ahead, and then Andre will get to you after.
Who talk?
Who first?
Matt, you go first.
Okay. Now here I disagree with this question, because for me, my opinion, first, I don't know why in these questions religion and sex education it's associated. For me,
because they're controversial for whether they should be taught in schools.
For me, religion and sex education is completely separately a topic.
Okay.
And for the topic religion, for me it's a personal things, and I don't like this topic should be taught in school. And for the sex education topic, I'm agree with for learning in the school, because that's an important topic for the education children, teenagers, and for they grow up. Yeah.
Good. Okay, so you see these as very separate things, and we shouldn't even consider them together. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, and Andrew, what were you going to say?
I wanted to say about religion education. I think it isn't necessary to have that subject in general school. It should be should be a special kind of school, and the parents, for example, they could have opportunity to send their child deliberately to that kind of school, if they want to do it. About sex education, I think it's I think it wouldn't be pointless to have that
It
kind.
wouldn't be pointless.
It wouldn't be pointless. It would be useful.
So it would would be useful. Okay. Okay, good.
Rather, it would be useful than pointless to have education. But since 14 or 15 years and separate classes for boys and girls.
Okay, good. Good points. Okay, I know there's a lot to say about these topics, but I want to move on. Thank you all for sharing your opinions. I just want to do this quick activity. It's a little vocabulary activity in the middle of our discussion about different sort of variations of the word relating to education. So we have the following words: education, educated, and educational. Okay, and we use them as different parts of speech and in different contexts. So I want you to take you know, a minute or two and try to complete sentences 1 through 4 with one of these words. So you have 4 words. Educated you will use twice, right, in 2 different sentences. See if you can figure out which one of these words goes in which sentence. Okay, so do this on your own, and then we'll talk about it.
Do we really need some time to prepare for this?
Just take a minute. Not everyone's a C2, Igor.
Don't show off, Igor.
I'm not showing up, just, you know.
You are so
more about.
You are so self-confident, Igor.
Okay, I'll shut up right now.
No, it's a good quality, I think. I wish that I had more self-confidence like that. Mustafa, hold your horses. Hold your horses.
Okay.
I don't have any.
All right. So, Igor, why don't you read the first sentence and tell me what word should go in the blank.
Okay. If you don't know the answer, try to make an educated guess.
Good. And what is an educated guess?
It's a guess that is based on your experience, knowledge, or something like that.
Uh-huh. Good. So a synonym for an educated guess would be...
I don't know. Knowledgeable guess.
Yeah, or an estimate. An estimate.
Oh, assess.
Okay. Yeah, or an assessment. Good.
These educated guesses. I think it's a collocation, and it's pretty common one.
It's a very common collocation, absolutely. Good. So to make or take an educated guess. Okay. Who can try sentence number 2?
I'll give it a try.
Great.
Did you enjoy the opera? Yes, it was my first one. It was certainly an educational experience.
Excellent. Okay, good. And here, what part of speech is educational? Is it a noun, a verb, an adjective, an adverb?
It's apparently it's an adjective.
Good. It's an adjective. An adjective. Okay, good. Okay. So number 3.
Any volunteers?
Teacher, just about the list of words: education, educated, educational.
This one should be educational now that I'm reading this. I think I just gave away the answer, right?
Yeah,
So they're
educational.
actually two educationals.
Yeah.
So what is sentence number 3?
Okay, maybe I try.
Right?
He likes watching documentaries because they are educational. He learns a lot from them.
Good. They're educational. Absolutely. Okay.
Educational.
And the last one?
She has very educated tastes in art and music. She's definitely my most cultured friend.
Okay, good. All right, so here I think I made a mistake copying down these words, right? Because we actually didn't use education. So the instructions made this difficult, which is my fault. But very well done, right? This one is educational, and this one is educated.
Who cares about education?
Okay, and so important things to notice here. So as Igor said, an educated guess is a very common collocation, right? And we also use the word educated in another context, right? We talk about, when we say that someone has very educated taste, it means that they are very cultured, okay? So cultured can be a synonym of educated, right? Someone who's very cultured.
Also, someone is really educated. It means that he knows a lot of things and he is cultured also.
Usually, yes, absolutely. Good. Good. And then the word educational, right, is used as an adjective as well. And we'll often use it with the word experience, right? It was a very educational experience, right? So, you know, and this is something you'll say, I feel like people rarely say this very genuinely, like, oh, did you like the opera? Oh, yeah, it was very educational, right? If you don't really know what to say, it's something you can use as a way to say, yes, it was definitely different. It was educational. I learned something from it. Okay, so I'm sorry about the confusing directions. Are there questions about this? Okay, so I think, you know, unfortunately, again, we didn't really finish our discussion, but maybe we can have, you know, education discussion part 3 sometime, because I think this is an interesting topic, and it's always cool to hear about how different your experiences are and how coming from different places really influences your opinions and points of view. So are there any last comments before we end today's class?
I just like this kind of topic, like educational classes about education.
Good.
It's a great correlation.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of a meta topic, right?
Please make much more that kind of.
Okay. All right. Good. Okay. Well, thank you all so much for your participation. Nice to meet you. For those of you who are new, I hope you all have a great day, and I hope to see you all in class soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Have a great day.
Thank you, teacher. Bye.